Let's fucking go.
Welcome to the Comic and Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to review the new Marvel special presentation, The Punisher: One Last Kill. Now, this would be what would this be? The fifth appearance of Jon Bernthal. He appeared he appeared as the Punisher. This would be I think this would be the fifth appearance of Jon Bernthal as the Punisher, because he appeared in the Punisher. Obviously, he debuted as the Punisher all the way back in Daredevil Season 2. And he was the best part of Daredevil Season 2, to be perfectly honest with you. Once again, I'm not going to hash over how people try to retcon Daredevil Season 2 into being perfect. It wasn't. But one of the best parts of it was Jon Bernthal being introduced as the Punisher, like I said, in Daredevil Season 2 on Netflix. And then he would later get his own spin-off series, The Punisher, where he would get two seasons. He would get 2 seasons on that show. And the first season I really dug. I really dug the first season of the Punisher, Netflix Punisher show. I thought that was really great. Not great. I thought it was really good. I don't think it's on par. Like if I had to rank the Netflix stuff, it's season 1 of Daredevil, Jessica Jones season 1, season 3 of Daredevil, Luke Cage season 2, and then maybe I'd put the Punisher in that 5th spot. But I thought that first season was fun. I thought that first season was good. I thought that first season explored Frank so well. I thought it was a great time. Second season, not so much. I think the second season was kind of a mess. I think it was uneven. It was all over the place. That second season of The Punisher, I didn't think it was very good at all. They do all this build up, the Jigsaw, and they give you kind of a crappy Jigsaw. His face isn't even screwed up. They try to do this thing where he feels like his face is gross, so he wears a mask that looks like a Jigsaw. But I'm like, dude, this ain't working, dude. I was looking forward to him having a fucked up face, and they didn't even do that. And then he kind of dies kind of weak. It's kind of like, oh, okay, he's dead now. And then the girl subplot wasn't bad, but it was there wasn't a lot of meat on that second season's bone, in my opinion. And it really and that is reflected in the Rotten Tomatoes score, as it's one of the lowest seasons on the Marvel Netflix side of things, period. And then he would later return again in Daredevil Born Again Season 1. Once again, now he was only in it for a little bit, but he got an awesome fight sequence, and we got a great scene with him and Matt. That was probably the best scene of the entirety of Season 1, once again involving Jon Bernthal, was him and Matt's conversation and his little dent in his little, head HQ base he had. And now he's back for his special, and this is his 5th appearance, soon to be his 6th appearance in the MCU, because he will return in Spider-Man Brand New Day, once again, reprising Frank Castle. Jon Bernthal has sort of become as attached to this character as I don't know if I would put him in the same category with the Robert Downey Jr.'s, the Hugh Jackmans, or even the Ryan Reynolds, but he's floating in that area. He's floating in that air because he is so synonymous with this character, which is kind of impressive, because unlike so many other guys who are kind of synonymous with a character, he was also, before Jon Bernthal became the Punisher, he was synonymous with another comic book character, or another character in Shane from The Walking Dead. And that was when I was first introduced to Jon Bernthal. And I feel like that's when the world was first introduced to the great Jon Bernthal, was seeing him as Shane in The Walking Dead. And I had many conversations, especially when that show was coming out. I was still in high school. I had conversations with other students and teachers, and everyone said it, that Shane was their favorite character because of the way he played him. And Jon Bernthal played him perfectly. Just the vibe you got off of him, to the point that when he was cast to play the Punisher, I could not think of him as Shane. I was like, this shady motherfucker, he's banging Rick's wife, he's looking for, he's not a good man, he's just got this look in his face, and like I say, Shane is not a good human being, and and the way he played that character was so great. He was so great that when they killed Shane off in the show The Walking Dead, you could physically feel, at least I did, a shift, like the show kind of go down a slightly. Now the show would later go off a fucking cliff, but like I did feel like it kind of went down a bit because without Shane and the tension he brought at every moment and the way Jon Bernthal portrayed it, the show did dip down a bit. But now he has somehow managed in playing the Punisher to become even bigger than that character that got his first, that launched him off. But this is also special because this is the third Marvel presentation. And Marvel presentations are these short films that Marvel has decided to try to do to introduce concepts or just a play around and allow people to do things. The other two were Werewolf by Night, that was directed by Muschietti, I think that's his name. I'm saying his name wrong. The composer who's pretty much done a lot of, like, if it ain't Ludwig Göransson, then it's him who's doing a lot of the composing for a lot of Marvel movies. And for him to step into the directing chair and direct Werewolf by Night was cool, and it was in black and white. See, that's what the one shots allow Marvel to do, is just do different things. And the other one was James Gunn doing a Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, which was fun, interesting, and we got to see Kevin Bacon and all that was fun. And they also dropped a little bit of like lore that would later be, that actually they did mention in Guardians 3 when it eventually came out. So yeah, that was fun. But now we got the Punisher his one last kill, which, like the other two movies, has something unique going on with it even before you get to the screen, which is this was co-written and created and pitched by Jon Bernthal himself. So this was not like, this wasn't like, so this is kind of interesting. This wasn't necessarily supposed to happen. This wasn't something that was like on Marvel's docket to do. Jon Bernthal came and pitched this idea. I don't know if he pitched it after Born Again Season 1. I don't know if he pitched it while he was filming Spider-Man. Whatever it is, whatever it was, it's hard to really tell. But either way, he pitched this to Marvel. He said, I can do this. And Marvel pretty much said, okay, here, take this one shot. You only got an hour, 45 minutes. Boom, we'll give you a smaller budget, condense it down, get your director you want, and make this thing happen. And what we got is this movie. With this short movie, which is the entire movie in the one last kill is about Frank Castle battling with the what to do now. Because so far in the Marvel universe, like every appearance he has been more of a vigilante. And I always define and I think heroes, vigilantes, and anti-heroes are very different things, in my opinion. A hero is someone who believes in the establishment, who believes in the justice system. They believe in, the way the world is, but they just believe that also these things can't be perfect. These things have limitations, and when those limitations are met, when those imperfections are highlighted, that's where we step in to make sure that the right stuff goes, that the good people are protected, and that the bad guys go down. But they still believe in the system at the end of the day. A vigilante doesn't believe in the system. He believes in what he believes in. He's doing what he's gonna do, regardless of the consequences, regardless of how it affects other people around him, regardless of the aftermath, whatever. They believe in what they believe in. They're gonna do what they believe is best for themselves, and they don't really care about everybody else. Whereas an anti-hero is someone who also believes in the same things the hero does. The only difference between the anti-hero, in my opinion, and the hero and the superhero or the hero is the anti-hero ultimately disagrees about the kill rule. The anti-hero will murder you. Like, the anti-hero is, his first instinct is to kill. Whereas characters like Spider-Man and Daredevil and Iron Man and Captain America, they don't want to kill. Like, their first instinct is not to kill. And while guys like Iron Man and Thor and Hulk and stuff, like, they'll kill someone if they have no choice, the first instinct is not to. Anti-hero will. And so far, Frank Castle, throughout the course of his appearances, has been a vigilante, because everything he has done has either A, been him reacting to something around him, like in The Punisher Season 2, or B, him going after people involved in the death of his family, like in Daredevil Season 1 and The Punisher Season 1. And everything else has been him just reacting. But in this series, little short, in the one shot, or not the one shot, the presentation, he's done it. He's killed all the people he sought out to kill, and now he has to sit, and now he has nothing left. So, and I heard someone else describe it as, he has been like all the demons are now coming after him. All the thoughts, all the shit that's fucking with him is now coming after him because he no longer has a mission to distract him. So all that shit's coming at him. That's why he's hallucinating and losing his shit, and he's debating committing suicide. The entire short at its core is about Frank Castle crossing over from vigilante to anti-hero, to someone who was like, I am protecting the people themselves. Because I know some people say that, oh, didn't he do that in season 2? Didn't he make that decision in season 2? But I would argue in season 2 of The Punisher, one, nobody saw The Punisher. I'm not gonna say nobody saw The Punisher, but in comic book people's brain, like our circles, kind of assume everybody's seen this show. It's like, no, not everybody's seen this show. So that's one thing. But also, I would argue that in season 2, that's not what happened. In season 2, people were coming after him anyways, and he just reacted to a situation. He finished the situation. He reacted to a situation that was happening. But it wasn't like he went out of his way to find situations. This is him making the choice to do that. And also him making the choice like, I am doing this. This is my purpose. This is what I will be doing now. Also, I think and one of the things too is I think they made this for 2 reasons. 2 very important reasons. One, like I said, not everybody saw The Punisher on Netflix. Most people didn't. If it was that highly reviewed, it would have got a 3rd season. But most people didn't see The Punisher on Netflix. So Marvel and The Punisher is about to be in what will end up probably being either the 2nd highest grossing movie or the 3rd highest grossing movie of next year. It's going to be one of the biggest movies of the year. And Marvel wanted to put something out there so that we can recap people up on who Frank Castle is, what he's been through, what he's done. Boom. In fact, you can watch this special, get a nice little preview. Boom, boom. This is what Frank is. This is what he's doing. This is who he is. Bam. And now you can see him in Spider-Man, and you're good to go. Also, I think, like I said, I think that they wanted to make this movie so that they could have that transition, so that it makes a logical sense how he got to where he got. This thing is bloody. This thing is gory. This thing has great action. I mean, some of the action sequences are just brutal as fuck. I mean, he kills a guy with a pen in one of the most brutal ways I've ever seen. I mean, like I said, dude, this thing is hard fucking core. It is 100% freshly squeezed Punisher. And I see some people bitching on the internet right now about, oh, why is he crying? Why is he emotional? Why isn't he just a stone cold killer who has no emotion and is boring as fuck and is just killing? I'm like, dude, you guys, like, no. Like not too long ago, people were saying the same thing also about Dex and about Bullseye in the Daredevil show. Like, why isn't he just like comic book fans like the most boring versions of every character, I swear. But I digress. I love the special. I thought it was fun. Like, out of the list of specials, I still think that the Werewolf by Night is better. But I had a blast with this thing, man. It's bloody. It's fun. John Bernthal is great. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 for me. I had a ball with it. By the time it was over, I was just like, I can't wait to see the Punisher, man. I mean, if that's a complaint, I was like, I want to see more Punisher. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please be like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.